Thank you everybody for taking the time out of your busy days, because I know what things are like at the moment. It's a bit hectic out there. So thank you very much for that. And I'd like to introduce you to everybody that's here today. So we've got Sean from Antigua and Barbuda Tourism Authority. Hey, giving us a wave. We've got Anders from Hilton All Inclusive Resorts. We've got Shana from Discover Puerto Rico.
Hello.
And we've got Victoria from Marigot Bay and Spa in St. Lucia.
Hi everyone.
So if I can hand over to Sean, who's going to do the first presentation today. So we're going to be transported to Antigua and Barbuda. So Sean, over to you. If you can share your screen with everybody.
Let's get that. Hey, can everyone see? Yeah,
yeah.
All right, great stuff. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending today's webinar. I'm going to be telling you about our little bit of paradise, Antigua and Barbuda. Yeah, 1 second. As soon as I'm not sure what's happening. I'm not sure why it's not working. Oh. Okay. So I'm going to be talking to you about our little bit of paradise that is Antigua and Barbuda. I'm going to be telling you 10 reasons why you should be visiting the Twin Island destination. I could probably come up with 100 reasons, but we'll just narrow it down to, we've just managed to narrow it down to 10, as I only have 10 minutes for the presentation. Now, first reason for visiting Antigua and Barbuda is its location. Antigua is centrally located in the heart of the Caribbean, about 7 or 8 hour flight from London. It's actually got the largest airport in the Eastern Caribbean, and it's often used as a hub for access to some of the other Caribbean islands. So it's actually very easy to get to. Flights are direct from the UK. Another reason to visit the island is the fact that it's actually easy to get around as well. You can get to any part of the island within 40 minutes. Antigua is only 108 square miles, so it's about 14 miles long, 11 miles wide. 3 good things about that: you can't get lost. You know, again, you can get to any part of the island within 35 to 40 minutes. And also it means that there is a beach within 10 minutes drive of anywhere you are on the island, which leads me to the third reason for visiting our Twin Island destination. We have about 365 beaches. So there's sport for choice as far as the type of beach that you can attend. If you want to go to a more secluded location, you know, away from everyone, you can look to do that. If you want to go to a more rhythmic beach, if you will, where there's a little beach bar where you can have some local food, meet some locals and that sort of thing, you can do that as well. On the screen right now is our beach bar trail, and this actually shows, it exhibits about 30 of our best beach bars located on some of the more popular beaches on the island. So persons visiting can use this as a sort of guide. You know, they can incorporate a beach bar visit or two into their day-to-day itinerary whilst on the island. So I'll be sending out a copy of the beach bar trail as well. That version that I'll send to you actually shows the proximity of the different hotels to the beach bars as well. Fourth reason to visit Antigua is our heritage and culture. Now, Antigua has a range of historical sites and a variety of events throughout the year that exhibit our heritage and culture. In English Harbour in particular, we have some of our more popular historical sites, places like Nelson's Dockyard, which was once a base for the Royal Navy, named after Horatio Nelson. Some of you might have learned about him in your history lessons. And it was actually reopened in the 1960s to the public after it was restored in the 1950s. And what you notice about the restored base is that it has modern uses. So they've been kept in really good condition, but they have modern uses. So when you go on a guided tour of the dockyard, you'll notice that Lord Nelson's quarters is now a museum. The Royal Naval Kitchen is now a bakery, which has some excellent banana bread. Those of you who have heard my presentation before know that I have a thing for the banana bread at the dockyard. We won't get into that right now. It's the only, Nelson's Dockyard is actually the only Georgian dockyard in existence. It's very popular amongst persons who are into sailing and that sort of thing. We're gonna talk a bit more about that in a second. Shirley Heights is also another really cool historical site. It used to be a lookout point for the Royal Navy, but now it's really good for capturing the sunset. I've taken some epic selfies here at Shirley Heights. To be fair, I should have included them in the presentation, but yeah, it's a really nice location where you can sort of just take in the view, feel like you've gotten away from the world, and achieve that moment of what I call holiday tranquility. On a Sunday and Thursday night, it does get busy though. There is live music, there's barbecued food, and there's rum punch on tap. Key ingredients for a good night out in Antigua, because we are a festive people. We have a variety of festivals throughout the year, including our carnival. Antigua's carnival takes place towards the end of July, beginning of August. And it's a 10-day celebration of music, masquerading, and partying. You know, for persons who are looking to do the eat, sleep, rave, repeat sort of holiday, you can definitely come around the time of Antigua Carnival. You will not be disappointed. I will be on the road next year for Antigua Carnival. My costume may not be as colorful as these guys, and I may not be on stilts, but you'll see me on the road if you're in Antigua next year for Carnival. Another reason for visiting Antigua and Barbuda is the fact that it has often been referred to as a sailing and yachting mecca. We have been referred to as a sailing haven, and we host popular yachting and sailing events throughout the year that include Antigua Sailing Week, which is amongst the top 3 regattas held in the world each year. It's part of the reason why Antigua has been ranked amongst the top 5 sailing destinations throughout the world. People come from all over the world, from South Africa, Russia. About 150 to 200 yachts and boats around the island at the time. And even if you're not necessarily into sailing, it's just good. It's a really good environment for the whole family. They have like activities for the children, and there's beach parties around that time. You know, a few live music events as well. So it's definitely a time when that part of the island is very much buzzing. It's a good environment to bring everyone into. Another reason for visiting Antigua is the fact that we are becoming a wellness hotspot. Antigua and Barbuda is becoming a wellness hotspot throughout the world. People often come for wellness retreats. We have wellness activities like yoga, hiking, and that sort of thing that allow you to sort of recenter yourself. You know, many of the resorts offer top-class spa service where you can be pampered in paradise. You know, you can reset yourself in perfect settings. You know, you can go hiking on the island as well. You know, to just get the blood flowing while taking good views. You know, these activities help you to sort of recharge and come back to your regular life with a recharged battery. You know. Another reason for visiting Antigua and Barbuda is the fact that we are amongst the most romantic destinations in the world. We've actually won the most romantic destination in the Caribbean award about 3 times in a row between 2015 and 2018. And there's a few reasons why we've won the award. It might be the fact that you can get married in Antigua within 24 hours. You just have to be on the island for 24 hours. A lot of our hotels actually offer free wedding packages for couples staying for more than 7 days. You know, so you can literally go on holiday as just a normal couple, as boyfriend and girlfriend, and then come back as husband and wife. You know, we provide the perfect environment for couples as well. You know, we have, which leads me to reason 8 for visiting Antigua. We have some beautiful offshore islands, some really nice remote locations. Antigua has about 26 small islands just on the north coast of the island that you can access by boat. You know, so you can get away with the other half, or with your family, or by yourself, to just, you know, just have your space in the sun where, you know, you can kind of, again, recenter yourself or connect with the other half. You know, you also have excursions in remote locations. Places like Stingray City allow you to have unique experiences in sort of remote locations. In Stingray City, a boat will come and take you just off the north coast of the island, allow you to feed the stingrays, It takes you to their natural habitat as well, so they're not kept in any sort of captivity. So it's really cool. And then reason number 9 for visiting Antigua and Barbuda is the wide range of accommodation that we have. We have everything from like guest houses to your more boutique hotels, more private luxury villas and that sort of thing, historic inns. You name it, we have it. You know, we have a very diverse set of accommodation on the island, and we have the most luxury all-inclusive boutique hotels in the Caribbean. And most of the hotels are located on beachfront. Some resorts actually have more than one beach, you know, and that's something that sort of comes in handy when you're on holiday in the Caribbean, I find, you know. And reason number 10 for visiting Antigua and Barbuda is Barbuda, our sister island. You know, we call it, if we say Antigua is the Caribbean's best secret, well, Barbuda is a secret within the secret, so to speak. Located 26 miles north of Antigua, Barbuda has a really small population and a unique landscape. The beaches are practically deserted, you know, so it's like almost a perfect habitat for different species of seabirds and marine animals. Has some really unique wildlife, so it's really popular amongst eco-tourists, as well as people who are really into snorkeling and scuba diving and that sort of thing. And you can get to Barbuda from Antigua by leisure boat or helicopter, airplane, or express ferry. It takes about 15 minutes if you fly, and about an hour and a half via boat. Or you can swim, you know. I've swam before. I'm joking, I haven't. I wouldn't do that. But yeah, in Barbuda, it's like I said, it's got a lot of really cool wildlife. It's actually home to the largest frigate bird sanctuary in the Western Hemisphere. And there's almost about 150 other species of birds that come to the bird sanctuary. So normally you'll be able to do like a guided tour. Once you get to Barbuda, you can do a guided tour through the Codrington Lagoon, and you can see some of the wildlife. We can see the male frigate bird there puffing up his chest in the mating season, a bit like humans do, you know. Another story though. And then in Barbuda, you also have the Barbuda Caves, which are really cool. You can learn a bit about the history of Barbuda. There are petroglyphs on the walls of the cave, so you can and those are writings that were put on the walls by the people who lived in Barbuda before the days of Columbus. And again, this is another place where you can go to achieve that moment of holiday tranquility, feel like you've escaped the rest of the world. And Barbuda also has some of the most pristine beaches. Again, because the population is so small, a lot of the beaches are virtually untouched. You can actually, when you visit Barbuda on a day out, or if you go for a couple of days, you can actually just enjoy the beach without any sort of interruption, you know. And these are some of the most beautiful beaches that you lay your eyes on. We have pink sand beaches as well in Barbuda that actually comes from the coral reef that surrounds the island. The shells from the coral reef come ashore and mixing with the sand makes for a beautiful setting. And that is Antigua and Barbuda in a nutshell. For those of you who are interested in learning more about the Antigua and Barbuda, you can go to the OTG training website and do the Antigua and Barbuda training course. It can put you in running for farm trips to the island. I'll just leave you guys with a message in the sand. If you follow us on Instagram at Antigua and Barbuda, you can take part in the message in the sand campaign, where you can send a message for a loved one or relative, and we'll look to get it written in the sand so that you guys can see it, you know. But this is a message from Antigua and Barbuda asking everyone to stay safe in these times, and we look forward to you guys getting people to come to our little bit of paradise. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sean. That was amazing. That pink beach, wow. We're getting a lot of comments on that. So that's certainly an Instagram moment. So thank you very much. Anders, if I can hand over to you now, we've got the Hilton All-Inclusive Resorts.
Perfect.
If you can stop sharing your screen, Sean, and then Anders.
Yeah. 1 second.
Perfect. So I'm going to take you through the Hilton Resorts, which is part of the Player Resorts Group. You can reach me at agent@amgltd.biz if you've got any questions after this. I just want to highlight to you the reward program, playerrewards.co.uk, where you can log all your bookings and earn cash rewards. So just showcasing where the Hiltons are, we have 4 resorts, 1 in Mexico, Playa del Carmen, 1 in Jamaica, Rose Hall, and then 2 in Donret in Bahia. So as the Hiltons are part of the Player Group, you also get all the things that Player offer. So the best beachfront locations, heartfelt service. So as you're walking around the resort, all the staff put their hand across their heart and say good afternoon, good evening with a big smile across their face. We also have all concept restaurants. So it feels like you're going out to eat every single evening, whether it be Indian, Asian, authentic cuisine. We also have rum and tequila sommeliers that will guide you through the drinking journey, how to enjoy the drink, recommendations. So as I was saying, the Hilton Resorts. We have Hilton Rose Hall, Jamaica, Hilton Playa del Carmen in Mexico, Playa del Carmen, and then Hilton La Romana in Bahia, Dominican Republic, which is split between an adult resort and family resort. So just show you a quick video to give you an overview of the Hiltons. So to give you a quick overview of kind of what the resorts look like and what they offer. So starting off with Hilton Rose Hall. Hilton Rose Hall is a family resort located on the 18th century Rose Hall estate. It's got a 2,500 foot private beach with smooth white sand. The top 3 things about this resort are probably Sugar Mills Water Park, which features a lazy river, a couple of slides and a small bar. 3 Palms Restaurant, which is a restaurant overlooking the golf course. You just reserve in the morning and then get a shuttle bus from reception up to 3 Palms. It's about a 5-minute journey, but it feels like you're going outside the resort to eat. So almost like an excursion, but included in your all-inclusive. And the kids and teen clubs. So the kids club has all the mod cons you'd expect. And there was also a teen zone with all Xboxes, PS4s, all things you can expect to keep your teens and children occupied for the whole stay. And then Hilton Playa del Carmen in Mexico is located checked away from the famous 5th Avenue. So if you want to get outside the resort for an afternoon, you can go to look at the shops, market in 5th Avenue and see all the hustle and bustle and speak to locals. So this resort was recently redeveloped, renovated, opened in December. They got rid of all the old-fashioned, old dark oak and gave it a lick of paint and refreshed it all with lighter oak to make it feel more airy and spacious. All rooms in this hotel feature a hot tub in the room and all come with a private balcony or terrace. This is an adults only property. So this will show you the rooms. As you can see, very spacious rooms. This is our entry leading room type. So you won't get any smaller rooms than this. And as you can see, it also features a hot tub in the room as mentioned. And then on to Hilton La Romana. So Hilton La Romana was the old Dreams La Romana. And this is in Bahia, Dominican Republic. So first of all, we'll look at the adults only property. So most people have probably been to Dreams La Romana. It was very old-fashioned with concrete balconies, and now it's been given liquor paint, refreshed, very neutral white paints, glass balconies to make the rooms feel bigger, more airy. This resort is located in Barbuda fishing village, about 45 minutes from Punta Cana, and our beach is actually in a cove, so it's very smooth water, easy swimmable for all your non-motorised water sports. So as you can see, this is the adults only resort. We also offer a premium club, so premium rooms where you get personalised private check-in, pillow menu, an exclusive restaurant for breakfast and lunch, and a private lounge where you can go for cocktails, aperitifs. And this is the water park. So this water park opened in March. As you can see, it's just in front of the resort. So it's there to be used, but if you don't want to use it, it's not always in your eyesight, and you won't always hear the children or adults screaming and playing on the slides. I see, very airy. The whole resort's low rise. It's very breezy, open air. It's designed to be a relaxing resort, but you walk in and you easily feel relaxed. This is the main pool area. And see, again, very open, large pools. And then onto the all ages. So the all ages resort is exactly the same as the adult resort, just open for all ages. So they include your kids club, teens club, and anything you could wish. Adults can use both resorts. So if you're an adult staying in Hilton, La Romana adults, you can use the family side, where you can double up your restaurant, double up your bars, so you will never get bored and go into the same restaurant. And again, it's the main point. So exactly the same on both sides. Developed both the same on both sides, both equally the same size. It's just that one's for families and one's for adults. Lobby bar, as I say, very open, very airy. And that is me.
Amazing, thank you, Anders. It's great to sort of have a bit of a breakdown as to all the different hotels. Also, everybody, one agent that's on today is going to be winning £50, and this is from the team at Hilton and Player Rewards. The two conditions are you've got to be on the webinar, and the second one is you've got to be signed up to playerrewards.co.uk. So please, if you haven't already, if you go on and sign up, and then what we'll do is we'll draw either later this evening or tomorrow, and it'll be on Facebook Live. So thank you very much for that, Anders. Shana, are you there?
I'm here, yes, yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so we've now got Puerto Rico in that beautiful backdrop. If I can leave it to you.
Yes, sure can. So I'll just share my screen quickly. Perfect. Okay, here we go. So hello everyone, my name is Shana and I'm the Sales and Marketing Manager for Discover Puerto Rico in the UK. So I'll get straight into the destination presentation and then we can, happy to answer any questions that you have at the end, and I'll also share my email if anybody wants to reach out for sales toolkits, boutique property lists and things like that. So where is Puerto Rico located? It is in the heart of the Caribbean, but it is a US territory. So it's also an archipelago with 3 main islands. You have Puerto Rico, which is the largest island, but you also have Culebra and VIEQUES, which both offer fantastic experiences and are great to explore. And then there's also a number of other islands dotted around as well. So the regions of the main island of Puerto Rico, I'll just go through them quickly. In the north, you've got the kind of big name US resorts, and those are stretched out across a larger landmass, and you've got the golf resorts and things there as well. The metro area is San Juan, and you've got the Old Town as well as the port. So it's one of the biggest cruise ports in the Caribbean. So if you've heard of Puerto Rico and are selling Puerto Rico, it's usually possibly to do with the pre and post cruise stay. In the east, you've got El Yunque rainforest. It's the only rainforest in the US, thanks to Puerto Rico's location. And in the south, it's a lot quieter. There's still small townships dotted around. And it's also got quite calm waters because that's backing onto the Caribbean. And then to the west, that coastline meets the Atlantic, so it's great for surfing and different water sports and things like that. And then the central mountain region in the middle there we're not talking Canadian Rockies or anything like that, more like lush vegetation, rolling hills, great for hiking, horseback riding and things like that. So just some very quick facts. Language, English and Spanish widely spoken. It's on the US dollar, and because it is a US Commonwealth, clients will need an ESTA for travel. Time difference, 4 to 5 hours behind us here, and you've got that tropical year-round climate, but obviously the best time to go is during our winter time when we're all craving some winter sun, and you're also avoiding some of the more severe times of the year in Puerto Rico when there's hurricanes and things like that. And of course the capital is San Juan. So flight routes from Puerto Rico to Puerto Rico from the UK. There's currently no direct flight from the UK, but it's still very easy to connect via the US or Europe. So depending on what your client wants, if they'd like to have the shorter leg at the start, there are daily flights from Madrid with Iberia, or there's a weekly flight from Frankfurt with Condor, or there's a wealth of options connecting from the US, and as they'd already have that ESTA to travel to Puerto Rico, it could make sense for them to do a twin city or multi-center trip paired with a couple of US cities, or even tacking Puerto Rico on at the end of a longer trip around the States just to offer something completely different. So why Puerto Rico? Why not Puerto Rico? I think the US have been traveling to Puerto Rico for a long time as it forms part of their kind of domestic travel, and it's getting more and more popular for the UK market, and I think people are going there and just seeing all it has to offer. It's a fantastic destination. But for you, definitely great to target pre and post cruise stays. As I said, San Juan is the busiest port in the Caribbean, so it's perfect for people either embarking or disembarking from a cruise to stay a few extra nights on the island and explore. Great for shopping holidays, so you've got the largest shopping mall in the Caribbean found on the island, but you've also got a lot of small boutiques. It's quite artsy around the old town, and lots of little boutique shops to explore as well. It's a fantastic self-drive destination, so the standard of highways and infrastructure is really high, and it's suitable for self-drives. You won't have any problem with unsealed roads and things and insurance with hiring a car. So, and it's just perfect for those clients of yours who just like to go at their own pace and yeah, possibly hire a car over a few days and just explore you know, at their own pace. It's the unofficial home of salsa, and you also have the Bacardi rum factory on the island. So the rum is always flowing, and all price points are covered. So it doesn't have to cost a fortune. There's a wide range of accommodation. You've got the family-run Paradoras through to the large US chain resorts that I spoke about, to the real beautiful luxury boutique properties that the UK market tends to prefer over the US chains. And you've also got homestays, and Airbnb operates there, and basically everything is covered. So just quickly on the main touristic districts of San Juan, you've got the Old Town up the top there, Condado in the middle, which is a lot of the resorts, but it's also a bit of a party area. And then Isla Verde further down is, you'll find some resorts, and it's a bit quieter, and you've also got a lovely swimming beach there. You'll find a lot of the locals choose to swim in that area because of the shape of the bay, just has really calm, beautiful waters. So that's just a quick visual representation of old San Juan. People make parallels to Cuba with the pastel architecture and things like that. And there's always something happening. It's very vibey. So I spoke about a couple of the smaller islands. You've got VIEQUES Island, which you're able to get to via a ferry ride or scheduled flights from Puerto Rico. And it's a beautiful island. It's a lot quieter. You just have absolutely stunning, what feel like private beaches that you're exploring. Wild ponies are around the island. And it's also home to the brightest bio bay in the world, which is listed as a national natural landmark. So there's 5 bio bays in the world. 3 of them are in Puerto Rico, and the brightest of the bio bays is on VIEQUES Island, and it's absolutely stunning. Definitely recommend clients go on a bio bay tour where they go out late at night when there's less light pollution, and they can experience these bays glistening and lighting up around them. It's an absolutely stunning experience and should definitely be on any itinerary. And that image there is of El Bloc Hotel, but there's a lot of lovely boutique properties dotted around VIEQUES as well. So being an island, every sort of water sport you can imagine is on offer. And there's also lots of adventure experiences as well. So this is Torre Verde. It's an adventure park. You've got the largest zip line in the world there, and also another smaller zip line, and you've got El Yunque National Forest to explore, and yeah, definitely kayaking in the bio bays and the water sports and things. It's an island that offers beautiful natural experiences and beautiful adventure. Everything's covered. Just quickly on the accommodation, that's just some of the chains that you'll find on the island. I also have a boutique property list. If anybody would like that, I'm happy to send it out to you. But this just gives you an idea of the standard of the level of accommodation on offer. It's really high. There's some absolutely beautiful properties. There you go. This just covers quickly some of the more indulgent experiences that you can have. There's wellness activities, there's foodie tours, heli tours, deep sea fishing, everything. And then some of the new hotels that have opened up in the last little while or will be opening up later this year, and also you know, places that have had refurbs and things like that. So just quickly, my top 5 is definitely take a tour of Old San Juan, visit the El Yunque rainforest, kayak in the bio bays, learn to salsa with locals with a pina colada in hand, and definitely taste mofongo, which is the national dish of Puerto Rico. They love to explore with their flavors and get the sweet and the salties and everything mixing together. And mofongo is just this real kind of comfort food dish that has plantain and pork and rice and beans, and it's a must try. Just touching on the fact that at the moment we aren't traveling, Discover Puerto Rico have an entire host of activities that you can share with clients or do yourself, or yeah, share with family or friends and experience the destination virtually. So there's weekly virtual events happening via Zoom or on their Facebook Live or Instagram Live pages. That can be anything from yoga to exploring El Yunque rainforest with a guide to a coffee break. They had a boozy brunch on there the other day, so that's really fun activities. You can explore the top museums virtually. There's recipes on there for you to try. There's books and movie recommendations. So I've included the link there, and I can also send out a document that covers more of the activities as well. And we'll just finish with a quick video.
Wow, that looks amazing. I think you need way more than 10 minutes to tell us the rest of the stuff. I think you've just got a lot of people that have all of a sudden their eyes have been opened, and it's like, wow, Puerto Rico, this is a place that I could absolutely love. So thank you so much for that. Victoria, are you ready?
Yeah, let me just share my screen. Can you hear me okay?
We can. Just while we're waiting for Victoria to share her screen, start having your questions and answers ready. We're getting a few that are sent through in chat, but it's really difficult to read through them. So if you can go to the Q&A tab and just write down any questions that you've got ready for when we finish, and then we can do the questions and answers.
Okay, right. Can everybody see that okay?
Yeah, you just need to make it, put it onto the slideshow. That's it, perfect.
Yeah, okay, great. So hi everybody, good afternoon. I'm going to take you briefly over to St. Lucia, to the beautiful property of Marigot Bay Resort and Marina. And I'm just going to start by going through the location. So Marigot Bay is situated on the west coast of St. Lucia. So you can see it on the map here. It's on the left-hand side about halfway up. So if your clients are going to be coming in from the international airport, it's about an hour's transfer. And if they're coming in, if they're island hopping and they're coming in from the Castries airport, it's about a 20-minute drive. Your clients can also take a helicopter transfer if they're coming up from Huanora International Airport, which is really scenic and beautiful. Just to let them know their luggage would actually follow them up on the road, so they'd need to take some hand luggage with them in a bag if they wanted to jump straight into the pool and freshen up. And then it's a short, maybe 20-minute drive from where the helicopter would land in Castries Airport over to the property. Now, this would normally be where I tell you about the flights from the UK. We had daily flights pre-coronavirus, and we hope that we will get back to that, but it's a watch this space at the moment. Unfortunately, moving forward from June, we will only be serviced by British Airways Holidays and no longer have that Virgin flight. So Marigot Bay is absolutely stunning. It was described by James Michener, the American novelist, as the most beautiful bay in the Caribbean. And I think these images really do show you that. When you stand on property and you look out across the bay, you just feel your whole body exhale and take in all this lush, beautiful scenery and hillsides. And the resort itself, you can see on the left-hand side, is kind of sympathetically built into the hillside. And we also have a fantastic luxury marina, and we have a marina village. So this is really a location within its own right. There are also a lot of independent restaurants and bars in the area that you can either go out to by walking or take a water taxi to. So this image just shows you a little bit more of how the resort works out within Marigot Bay. So you can see the property kind of goes up the hillside. We have the rooms at the front, which are our resort rooms, and then we have the Bayview and Bayview suites, which are towards the back of the resort, which have just amazing views. We also have this luxury marina that I've mentioned, and then the marina village. Two fantastic swimming pools. So that's kind of the layout of the property. Now, in total, there are 124 rooms or suites. So sorry, it's an all-suite property. So 124 suites in total. And I just put these images in to show you kind of the boats that come in, which are absolutely stunning. And you just sit having your breakfast, overlooking that beautiful bay, and then it's set off by these huge, big luxury mega yachts. So Marigot Bay is a natural hurricane hole. So whatever's going on outside, this is always like a lily pond. And because of that reason, we do get the really big, beautiful, expensive kind of James Bond style yachts and boats come in and use Marigot Bay. So you can sit while you're having breakfast and just watch these boats and these crews. Now, the next slide is actually a video that I'm going to show you. It's just a minute, and I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of the atmosphere on property, and I think this video does it really, really well.
Lovely. So there you go. That just gives you a little bit of an idea of the beautiful resort. So we've got a couple of key USPs, and one of the first USPs for you is that we have 10 fantastic complimentary experiences on property. So we're all about giving our clients experiences. So we have a coconut making experience where guests can learn all the different things that they can make with a coconut, from hats and jewelry and all different things. We have a body scrub experience where they actually make a body scrub that's packaged up for them and they can bring it home with them. We have an insider tour of the marina where they learn all about the history of the marina, how deep it is, what kind of boats come and go. We have Pilates and yoga, which are complimentary. We also do a hike. So we take clients from the hotel on the water taxi to the other side of the bay. So you can see the hotel in the distance. We bring them over and we hike up to the top of the other side. It's actually about a mile. And in some places it's ever so steep. It's like pulling yourself up over rocks, and there's rope that you have to pull yourself up on. And then when you get to the top, this is the view as you look down. So we do that at about 8 o'clock in the morning. So you can imagine you've already done your 10,000 steps for the day before you've had breakfast. And then I put this slide in as well, just to show you. So this obviously was from December, but this is something that we continue. And once we are back operational, it will kick back in again. But if you've got clients that are looking for that wellness style of holiday, then we do have an awful lot of daily activities, and these are all complimentary. So your clients could come for a week, and they could do 4 or 5 of these every day, and also take in the island of St. Lucia and obviously the food and the cuisine as well. So it's a really good option if you've got people that are looking for a wellness style holiday when they travel. Now, down in the Marina Village, we have got a beautiful boutique. We've got a gift shop. There is a bank, there's a grocery store. We have a fantastic restaurant called the Hurricane Hole, which I'll get onto a little bit later. We also have an independent restaurant called Masala Bay, which is one of the best Indian restaurants in the island of St. Lucia. So it really is an area where people can come down and mill around, watch the boats come and go. And because we have this Marina Village, we have quite a lot of international clients coming off the boats into the Marina Village, sitting, having a drink. So it has a really lovely atmosphere here as well, and it just adds to that experience that Marigot Bay is a location within itself. Now, you've noticed that we don't have that big white sand beach that you walk out onto at Marigot Bay, but we more than make up for that in our swimming pools. So they have gone over the top on the pools. This is the main pool area. The cabanas are absolutely free of charge. There is a pool bar, a swim up bar towards the other end of the image on the left. And then you can see there's another area where you can actually take your sun lounger and lie on your sun lounger. Now, to create that pool experience from 12:30 to 4:30 every day, we have complimentary treats and tastes. So that could be a complimentary taste and massage. It could be sorbet or ice cream, beer, anything like that. They'll just all every day throughout 12:30 to 4:30, there'll be lots of little bits of tasters coming out. There's complimentary water provided around the pool all day, and the beach towels are already ready for you when you arrive. So you don't need to worry about bringing your towels or taking wet towels back to your room and trying to dry them. Now these slides just give you a little bit more of image of the pool area, and obviously you've still got that amazing view of the marina and the boats in the marina when you are at the pool. Now, that's not to say that we don't have a beach option. This is La Basse Beach, which is right opposite Marigot Bay, just on the other side of the marina. We have a complimentary water taxi that takes clients down. So as soon as they see somebody waiting at the Marina Village, the ferry will come across, collect them. It's literally a minute to the other side to the beach. And there's a lot of water sports that you can do on the beach. Now, the water sports aren't linked to the resort at the moment. It's an independent water sports company, but we do have a beach attendant on the beach who has our sun loungers, again, complimentary towels and complimentary bottles of water. So everything is provided there for you. And then obviously the security on the beach. But we had, we took our children down to the beach when we were there a year ago now, and our 2 boys hired out kayaks, and they had an hour's kayaking. I think it was $30 US for 2 kayaks for an hour. And because it's like a lily pond, they literally felt so independent where they just kayaked around the bay, which was absolutely fantastic. Now, talking about meal plans, All of the rates start on bed and breakfast. We have an MAP rate, but also very interesting for the UK market, we have an all-inclusive rate, which we called our all-inclusion. Now the all-inclusion rate actually also includes a dine-around program. So I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation that there are a couple of independent restaurants located within Marigot Bay. Now we have 3 restaurants on the dine-around program, and if you're staying for 7 nights or more, for 1 night you can choose one of those restaurants and go and have dinner. So you are supporting the local economy, and you're also getting to eat outside of the property as well. Now, when you come back onto the property in terms of restaurants, this is the Hurricane Hole. So this is the restaurant I mentioned a second ago that is actually in the Marina Village. It's my favorite place to sit and just watch the boats go by and the world go by. This is open if you're staying on bed and breakfast, you could come and have breakfast here, and they do a traditional St. Lucian style breakfast. If you're on MAP, you could have breakfast, lunch or dinner down here. And obviously if you're on all inclusive, you can come down here as well. So this is a really lovely restaurant to sit in. This is our main restaurant, our fine dining restaurant. So this is the grill. Now the kitchen is all open plan as well here. So you can actually see the chefs cooking the food, and it's absolutely incredible. You can sit inside or you can sit outside on the terrace, which is where I love to sit. And then again, you take in that amazing view of the marina and the boats and the hillside in the background, which is absolutely stunning. And this is my favorite place to come and eat. Now, if you've got a couple coming and it's a romantic occasion, we could do a lovely dinner for them in the tree house, which is just to the left. Or if it's a family or a group, then we could do a really lovely dinner for them in the Alexander Garden. So there's lots of other things that we can create and experiences that we can create for your guests as well. Now, in addition to that, we do have a restaurant right by the pool, and then we have Bert's Bar. Now, Bert's Bar is our rum cave downstairs, and you can see we do a fantastic rum tasting experience. So this is something, it's not complimentary, but you can actually add this onto your client's holiday. So if you wanted to go a little bit away from just flights and accommodation and start to build packages and itineraries for your clients, then this is something else you could add in. It's a 45-minute rum tasting experience, and it's really a really good thing to add on. And we can also infuse rum for your clients, so they could take a basic bottle of rum, they can get the herbs and the spices, choose which ones they want to include, and we'll infuse the rum for them, lay it in the casks at the back of the rum cave, and then present it to them when they leave, so they can bring their own infused St. Lucian rum back home with them. Now, when we go on to accommodation, I mentioned we've got 124 suites in total. This starting with the resort or the Bayview Junior Suites. Now, these are almost 1,000 square foot of living space, so just under 1,000 square foot, so they're ever so spacious. And then we go up to the 1 and 2 bedroom suites. Now the 1 bedroom suites are just over 1,300 square foot, and the 2 bedroom suites are 2,200 square foot. So they're really, really spacious. Both the 1 and the 2 bedroom suites have got this open plan living, kitchen, dining area. You've got your own laundry area as well as your bedroom. And then we also have the 3 bedroom penthouse, which is a split level penthouse. So again, everything's open plan downstairs, and you have 2 bedrooms downstairs, an additional bedroom upstairs. Every bedroom has got its own fridge in. The fridge in the kitchen and the fridges in all the bedrooms are all replenished daily with soft drinks. So those amenities are consistently topped up for your clients as well. And you could have a chef come in and cook for you if you wanted to do something like that in your suite or the penthouse. Now, one thing to note, the views from the resort, sorry, from the Bayview rooms are absolutely incredible, but there are quite a few stairs to get up to those rooms. So if you've got anybody with mobility issues who would like to come and stay at Marigot Bay, when you make the booking, share that information with reservations, and they will make sure that your clients are in a room that doesn't have a lot of stairs or steps to get up to it. Now, some of the rooms have got these amazing plunge pools as well. We don't have the plunge pools for every single room, but we do have them spread across all of the room categories. So what I would suggest is, if you've got clients, and again, maybe it's a special anniversary or it's a romantic holiday, you can pre-book the plunge pools for them, and they're not very expensive. It's between $30 to $40 per night to have that additional plunge pool. Now, when it comes to our spa, we have just relaunched the spa, which is absolutely beautiful. So it's like a spa village, and we're now working with Voya as a product. It's really lovely, based around natural ingredients. and it's a wonderful place for people to come. It's actually kind of a couple of different treatment rooms that are all linked together like a little village. Now, in addition to the spa, we have a fantastic children's program. The children's program runs as soon as we have one child on property. So they have their own kids club area, but what they'll do is they will reach out to you and they'll ask you, what are the ages of the children? What are the interests of the children? If they like football, funnily enough, one of the ladies who works in the kids club is actually a professional football coach. So she'll often get the children outside playing games of football. If they're younger and perhaps they need to be in air conditioning a little bit more and they want to do things like sand dyeing and t-shirt tie dyeing, then they do all of those things as well. So they have a really great kids program, but it is very much tailored for the children that are staying at that time. Now, these are our personal assistants. So lots of the things that they offer on property, like the kids program, the dinners in the tree houses and that type of thing, they're built specifically for every guest that comes in. So we have our personal assistants. Now, the personal assistants will reach out to you a couple of weeks before your clients are about to travel, and they'll try to get an idea from you as your clients' requirements. Are they celebrating an anniversary? Are they celebrating a birthday? Do they have children that they're traveling with? So they'll really want to get a feel for your clients, and then they will create a package for your clients before they arrive. So if your clients particularly want to go out and explore the island, they want to climb the Piton, they want to go to the waterfalls, if they want to have a sunset cruise, all of those things, they will build a package for you that you can then show back to your client. Obviously, you can take all the credit for that and know that it's all been arranged for you by their personal assistants. And then when your clients arrive, they will have their own dedicated personal assistant who will be able to continue that service that you offer your clients throughout their stay. And of course, if they want to change their itinerary, then they can do that for them there and then. So just wanted to go over our offers that we've got in the market and the tour operators that you can book through. So at the moment, we have a fantastic Stay 7, Pay 5. That's on bed and breakfast. And it goes right across 2020 and also goes into 2021, excluding Christmas and New Year. Now, when it comes to tour operators that you can book through, all of the usual suspects, so ITC, Carib Tours, Azure, Luso, If Only. If you've got any other questions in terms of how you can book, then please don't hesitate to contact me. My details are up on the screen now. So my email address, victoria@paradise-promotions.co.uk, and my phone number's there as well. If you would like any of the images, if you'd like any of the videos that I showed today for your own social media marketing you'd like to do, please just drop me an email. I'm more than happy to send those out to you. And if there's anything else that you can think of that I've perhaps not covered or might help you in closing a sale or getting a booking, then please do reach out to me. Okay, thank you ever so much for your time. I'm going to stop sharing the screen and pass back to Sarah.
Brilliant, thank you so much. That was amazing. Again, like, where has this property come from? It's something I was not familiar with, and it looks absolutely amazing. So thank you very, very much. Okay, we have got some questions and answers that have come in. Jenny has asked earlier, sorry I missed the beginning of the training. Is Puerto Rico part of the US? If so, do clients need an ESTA? Shana, this one's for you.
Yes, it is part of the US, so clients do require an ESTA.
Perfect. And Heidi said that she would love to receive the boutique property list if possible afterwards. Do you have an email address that you can just repeat or write into the to all the panelists?
Absolutely. So I've just shared it in the chat, but it's SROHN@hillsbalfour.com. So if you just look in the chat, my email's there.
Brilliant, thank you very much. Question to Shana from Julie. Can you please tell us some of the UK tour operators you work closely with that we can recommend and sell? Yeah,
we are quite new in the UK market, but we are working with Gold Medal, Travel 2, If Only, Travel Pack and Travel Up. They're the main ones at the moment.
Brilliant. Sorry, I'm just going through because we've had quite a few different ones in the chat options, and I'm going to move to the Q&As now. Trish asked earlier a question again for Shana. If staying in San Juan, where else would you suggest to make it a 2-center holiday?
So if you're wanting to make it a 2-center holiday within Puerto Rico, then I'd suggest pairing San Juan with VIEQUES Island, or probably, because your clients have that ESTA to come into Puerto Rico, I'd look at pairing it with a US city that has the connection on. So Miami, New York, Chicago, Washington or Atlanta all connect well with Puerto Rico.
Brilliant, perfect. Natalie has asked, this is for you, Vic, how many pools at Marigot Bay?
There are 2 pools at Marigot Bay, and there's also that area where you can take your sun lounger in. So the main pool is on the top level, and then underneath that there's a slightly smaller pool, which tends to be more where people just relax. It's quite calm, and they sit and read a book there. But Brilliant. They all have those amazing views out over the marina.
Super. Natalie has asked, again for you, Vic, what is the age range for the kids club at the Marigot Bay?
If you're leaving children there, then it would be 4 and above. But anyone is welcome to go in with their children. And obviously, if you've got families who have got younger children, then we can arrange for a nanny to look after their children if they wanted to, the parents wanted to go off and do something for the day.
Perfect. Emma's asking, can I get some images for social media for Marigot Bay, please, Victoria? Yes. The details are all on the webinar for Victoria's email address, and also we've got the webinar that's going to be shared onto the My Booking Rewards platform. So if you do miss anybody's email address at any point, you can go on there and grab, re-go through the presentation and grab the email addresses again. But just as a note, Victoria, for Emma. Jenny has just put, hi Victoria, loving the new enhancements at Marigot Bay. Stayed there about 6 years ago. I have clients I think maybe perfect. They are real foodies, so love the fact that they can use the dining options in Marigot Bay Village.
Fantastic.
So, brilliant. And that is it for the questions. Is there any more out there? If they are, speak now. No, I think we've covered everything. Okay, perfect. Well, thank you everybody for coming on board. We will do the draw tomorrow for the £50 winner, or later on today. So don't forget, you must be signed up to playerrewards.co.uk. On behalf of everybody here, thank you for the time, and thank you for listening. And thank you to all of the panellists for the fantastic presentations. You've really sort of covered everything in depth today, so brilliant, and thank you very much. Have a good evening, everybody, and we will see you next week at next Thursday's Caribbean Corner.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.